So today's session is about Windows 7, tips, tricks, and best practices. So does anyone have a guess on what the number one question about Windows 7 is? What's new? Okay. And the number two question, why should I care? So we're going to try to show you some of those nifty new features that you'll probably care about. So today's agenda, we're going to go over hard drive encryption really quick, the changes to the logon screen. We'll go over Windows search, the new taskbar, there's a lot of new features on that. Windows Explorer, that got enhanced as well. Some new applications and updated applications are installed with Windows 7. We'll show you a few customizations you might want to do to help your computing experience, and then we'll have a Q&A at the end. Okay, with Windows XP, if you had a laptop, you'll probably see this screen. With Windows 7, you just boot up. That PGP screen, no more. We're actively working on trying to get people with XP and PGP upgraded to Windows 7. But those laptops with Windows 7 are still encrypted. Your data is still safe. So here is the old XP logon screen. Everyone probably remembers it. You have the three little fields there. With the Windows 7 logon screen, when you change users, you actually have to type that at the beginning, the win/. And then some people accidentally click the switch user button at the end, which resets this entire process. So you need to click the right arrow there. Moving on to the start menu. This is the old XP start menu. Notice if you move your mouse outside of here, everything's out of order. If you move it up here, you reset everything, you have to go back in. If you didn't have a good mousing hand, it would take you forever just to launch your application. With Windows 7, you still have the same start menu. You can go to all programs, navigate to the folder, launch your application. Or you can search for it. So here we have a screenshot of just typing Word, and notice that the first item selected there is Microsoft Word. So you just type Word or the first couple letters, it'll populate the application there, hit enter, and it'll launch Word for you really quickly. So let's actually show a video about search while we're on that topic.
Looking for something on your PC? There's no need to go poking around in folders and menus. Just click the Start button and type. Even before you're done, Windows 7 will start listing programs and files. If you use the search box in folders and libraries, you can look for files, photos, and music, and fine-tune your search with additional filters. When you think you found what you're looking for, you can preview the document right in the folder without even opening it. Search is one more way Windows 7 makes using your PC faster and easier.
So all of the videos we're going to show you today are linked on our Tech Talk website. So if you want to go back and rewatch some of them, you can certainly do so. So let's go back to our presentation. Oops. So just to remind you a little bit about the XP taskbar. You have the quick launch area. If you had too many applications there, you have to click the little arrows to get another menu. Yeah, go ahead.
Windows 7 boot up faster than
I believe so, a little bit. It should be faster. So with the quick launch area, if you had too many applications, you had to click on the button just to find the rest of your quick launch buttons there. Once you opened all your applications, you had your shortcuts to launch them on the left, all the tabs on the right, out of order. I know some people like their applications in a certain order, and so you had to launch them in a certain order to keep them that way. That was always annoying. Or if you have many instances of the same application open, your other applications could get lost in all the jumble there. So now let's show you the Windows 7 taskbar. So instead of a quick launch, there's pinning. So let me search for Word. There's Word. I opened up Word. Notice how the icon for Word showed up down here. I can actually right-click on it and pin this program to the taskbar here. When I close Word, the icon stays there. So you can then quickly just click on it once to open it back up. You can do the same thing for the Start menu as well. So let's search for Excel. There's Excel. I can right-click on this, say Pin to Start menu, or I could pin it to the taskbar down here. But let's pin it to the Start menu. What that does is put it up there. So if you didn't want to clutter your taskbar at the bottom with a whole lot of icons, you can also pin some to your Start menu. And notice all of these icons down here, these are all recently used applications as well. If you're tired of it being there, you can right-click on it and just unpin it. And you can do the same thing down here, unpin the program. You can also pin documents to there. So here I have a Word document. If you drag that document, you can pin it to Microsoft Word. So each program has a shortcut of recent documents. And if you drag a document down there to pin, it'll show up as a pinned document. So if you open up a document repeatedly all the time, you can pin that to your application. Different applications have different features available. If you right-click on Firefox, you can open new tabs there, straight from the icon down here. And here you can see frequent websites that we visited. So I just click on that. Also open up a new home page for our Lbre intranet. And it stored it there because I had gone there previously. Now let's show you a little bit about jump lists. Here's our jump list video.
Jump lists take you right to the files, folders, and websites you use every day. Right-click on a taskbar icon to see the most recent files you've opened with that program. Click any item to open it. Each program has its own jump list. Your browser shows recently viewed websites, for example, while Windows Media Player lets you choose a recent song or even play all your music. You can also pin your favorites just by dragging them to the taskbar. Jump lists, another way Windows 7 makes using your PC faster and easier.
So another new feature of Windows 7 is called Peek. And I can't show it to you because of the way WebEx is set up on this computer, but there is a video showing that as well.
Arrow Peek gives you the power of X-ray vision, so you can see past open windows right down to your Windows 7 desktop. Just hover over the edge of the taskbar here and watch all your buried files and gadgets suddenly appear. Move the mouse away and your windows are back. Or click the same spot to minimize everything. Click again and you get all your windows back just how you left them. If you like Arrow Peek, check out Arrow Shake and Snap, two more features that make working with Windows 7 faster and easier.
And so we'll talk about Peek and Snap, or Shake and Snap as well. Let's move on to the new Windows Explorer. So let's just open up a window here. looks like the same as before, right? Except for this guy, the preview pane. Preview pane previews not just photos for you, but also documents, Word documents, PowerPoint documents, PDF documents. So here's an Excel document. Without double-clicking or opening the file, I just clicked on it with the preview pane open, and it shows you everything in the file, including the other sheets that are in the file. Click on a Word document, and it shows you everything in the Word document. For PowerPoint presentations, it even follows your transition effects. Notice how each click brings up another line item there. That was part of the presentation. So if you have many files on your desktop and you're trying to figure out what contains what, the preview pane is a really handy feature to have. Another nifty feature is the address bar up here. So let's go into this folder, the screenshots folder. If I wanted to go back to the top folder, I can just click on that up here, and it takes me directly back there. If you click on the right arrow, it shows you all the folders within this folder. So I can quickly jump to the screenshots folder. Because this Windows 7 tips and tricks folders on my desktop, this arrow shows me all the different folders on my desktop right there. Or I can just select desktop and quickly jump to my desktop. So that could be a lot faster to navigate through all your different files and folders, especially on the S drive where things are buried pretty deeply. Let's show you a video about Snap, how to arrange windows here.
Say you want to compare two windows side by side. In the past, this was a hassle. In Windows 7, using Snap, you can just drag them to opposite sides of the screen. Need to maximize a window? Drag it up here like this. You can also snap a window to the top and bottom of the screen to make long documents easier to read. If you like Snap, check out Arrow Peek and Arrow Shake, two more features that make working with Windows 7 faster and easier.
And there's also shortcut keys for that. If you drag, if you put your cursor on the right-hand side of the window, you actually have to have the cursor move all the way to the left before it snaps in place. The handout that you guys have has a shortcut key to do that quickly without having to drag your cursor all the way across the screen. Another feature is called Shake.
Distracted by a busy desktop? A new feature called Arrow Shake can help you by hiding unneeded windows. Just click a Windows taskbar, give it a jiggle, and now it's the only thing on the desktop. Shake again, and the others reappear. If you like Shake, check out Arrow Peek and Snap, two more features that make working with Windows 7 faster and easier.
So does that only work with folders, or does that work with like, does that only work with Windows Explorer stuff, or can you do like program files or something?
Yes, if you have up here. There we go. Yeah, it also works with programs. Okay. If another thing with Shake is that if the window is maximized like that, it won't hide it because it assumes that you already are seeing everything you want to see. It has to be in a resizable position like this. Some of the new applications and the features in those applications. The calculator has been improved. So type calculator, just the first couple letters of it, and notice how it appears. Just click on it to launch it. So at the face, it looks like your same old plus minus calculator, right? If you click on View, you can turn it into a scientific calculator, or there's other modes. Unit conversion. So if you're interested in converting calories to BTUs, you can do that. There's tons of different options there for you to choose from. There's a date calculation option. So you can say, it's 89 days until Christmas. And lastly, there's these worksheets buried in here for mortgage. So if you enter price of a house, put a down payment down, give it a quick interest rate term, it'll do the calculation for how much you would expect to pay on a monthly basis there. So it's handy if you're trying to shop around to buy a new house. Or vehicle lease, or calculate your fuel mileage there. To switch it back to just a regular calculator mode, just select Basic from the View menu. So that's really handy. Now, how many of you use Snagit or have heard of Snagit? So another handy feature called the snipping tool. The snipping tool is included with all Windows 7 installs, and it's Microsoft's free version of Snagit. So you can just freeform, take a picture. You can just select a little rectangular area to take a picture, and obviously then save it to your desktop or something. Or what's also really handy is this window snip, where it takes a picture of just the open window. We actually use this snipping tool to create some of the screenshots you saw in the slide presentation. And if you use it all the time, you can just pin it to the taskbar so that when you close it, it's there easy for your convenience. Another new feature is the Windows Mobility Center. Now this is only really useful for laptop users, but let's search for Center, and Windows Mobility Center shows up. So say you're given a presentation, like I am. There's a presentation option here. Now the presentation option lets you reset your desktop and turn off any screensaver you may have. So if your normal desktop is a picture of your kids, your dogs, that type of thing, but when you're given a presentation, you may not want everyone out there to see that picture. So when you click on the little projector icon, you can choose to have a different picture as your presentation background. And you can also turn off the screensaver so that your family photos and all that stuff doesn't show up when you're given the presentation. And when you're done presenting, just turn off presentation mode, and it resets back to your settings that you had before. Okay. So another nifty application is Adobe Acrobat Pro. IT actually purchased licenses for everyone, so we installed that as part of the install. Acrobat Pro. So the normal Acrobat Reader application only lets you open PDFs. It won't let you print to PDF. Acrobat Pro will let you print to PDF. You can add or remove pages from existing PDFs. You can create forms. So like the sign-in sheet that you guys used, I could have emailed out to all of you, and you could have just typed your name into it and send it back. So that's a really handy feature there. Along with Acrobat Pro, we also purchased upgrades for the new Microsoft Office 2010. So I know last month you may have seen the Outlook presentation, where they went over the features of Outlook, but all the other programs got upgraded as well. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Microsoft Access. Now, just briefly here, the thing I like the most is the print option. Let's use PowerPoint as an example here. You go to print, it does a print preview for you right on that same screen. And it's easy to configure the different settings that are available and also switch between the different available printers right there. There's a lot involved with Office. I just want to show you one little feature there. Now, some customizations. So we notice a lot of people may need reading glasses or have a hard time seeing what's on their screen because it's a little too small. In the display control panel, there we go, you can change the font size of everything on your desktop, everything on your computer. Everything just gets a little bit bigger. Should be a little bit easier to read. And here it gives a representation of how much bigger that may be. In order to apply it, it forces you to log off, so I can't demo that here for you today. And if you forget how to do this, you can definitely call us back, and we can help you back at your desk. Some of the features in the videos that you saw only take effect if you have an arrow theme enabled. So really quickly on how to change that if you don't see that. Right-click on the desktop, go to Personalize. And these are all the different themes available. Down here under Arrow Themes, you can select just a default one or one of the other more colorful ones to get some of these extra features that you saw on the videos. One final feature that's pretty nifty. So most of you know that the scroll wheel lets you go up and down in any application, right? If you hold down the Control key and scroll up and down, it zooms things in and out. So if you need to see something a little bit better in Firefox, you can zoom in. It also works in any other application that has a zoom feature. So Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, those applications also support the Control scroll wheel up and down. And some of these shortcuts should also be on the handout that you have with you there, so you can take it back to your desk and try it out. And I closed our PowerPoint. All of the videos that you saw today are also posted on our Tech Talk website, which is linked on the handout that you have. So you can go back and watch some of these cool features, figure out how to do them again, now that you know. I didn't know that shake existed before I started researching this. That's pretty cool. It's not something you would just figure out. So I believe that is it. Are there any questions?
What was that mobile?
The Windows Mobility Center. I just type in CEN, and it brings up Windows Mobility Center. There's the presentation mode. Yeah, if you have an active sync device connected to your computer. If you have a projector, you can turn that off there. Turn wireless on and off really quick. Mute your sounds, adjust the brightness of your display. It has a lot of nifty features.
There.
Yeah.
Just so they help us see it,
So, do you use Brio Explorer?
Oh, that's right,
Yeah, if you're using Brio Explorer, you can't quite do that yet. JJ's working on a solution for you.
I had another question though. If I have Office 10, does that mean I have to use IE8?
No,
Or
you,
eight?
they're not linked.
Not like,
Yeah. You can use them separately. Yeah, Alex.
Why is Lbre Explorer, do you know if it has difficulty with Hyperion, working tool?
I don't know if we've tested that yet. I think Lbre may have tested it, but I don't remember exactly. Any other questions?
Pick up the little spaces on Outlook, on the bottom, if you go to Outlook, now they have little beds. Is that?
Do we have Outlook?
I don't have Outlook configured on here, but I think I know what you're talking about.
way
Yeah.
more RAM than last time.
You probably should have enough.
Yes.
I think every computer ordered for the last couple of years has been with 4 gigs of RAM.
As I
And
understand,
that
Larry.
should be plenty.
Oh, okay.
It'll show up as 3 if you have
Right.
4
So,
in Windows XP.
right, exactly. And plus you use FileMaker Advanced Pro, so I can understand there's different requirements for that as well. We can, when we work on upgrading your computer with Windows 7, we can work with you on that.
Okay. Richard?
Yeah, back to Outlook, Stella, I know you don't have it configured, but what are all those little heads down there with names?
It's called People View. So when you open a new email, the people who are copied on that email, if you click on that little People pane, it actually opens up that pane and shows all other emails that you might have received from those same people.
Oh, okay.
And you can also quickly take a look at their contact information, phone number, and all that, instead of going to contacts view.
Thank you, because I've been trying to, they show up down there and I'm
Right.
trying to figure out, sometimes there's one,
Yeah.
sometimes there's 20.
Yeah, exactly. So it depends how many people are copied on that email. So if there are 20 people copied on that email, you can see 20 hits. Then you can click on them, and you can see emails that they might have sent to you in the past. It's a quick view, you
In
know.
all of the past or in some recent past?
The emails that are in your inbox.
Okay,
So the emails that you've archived won't show up there. You probably have to do a search
yeah.
in Outlook.
Yeah.
Are you scheduling the Outlook Tech Talk periodically, so like, more of us get Windows 7, we can
Yeah.
I think we're going to repeat some of these tech talks, right?
Yes, we are going to repeat some of the tech talks, like Windows 7, iPhone tutorial, Outlook. We'll also be doing a tech talk on Office. So we'll schedule that on our tech talk site, so you can take a look at it.
When you pin something to the taskbar, once you log off or shut down, then they go away until the next, so you log on again and you have to re-pin them to the taskbar to start.
No, when you pin an application down here, it should stay until you choose to unpin it.
If you log out and log back in, they'll still stay there.
Yeah.
The nice thing what I like about Windows 7 is that when you open, if I may, John.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you open multiple windows, let's say if you have like multiple windows open for different applications, right? In the past, XP will keep piling up windows on your taskbar, and it'll really fill up your taskbar altogether. What Windows 7 does is that when you open different windows per application, it actually groups them together, right? So notice here, when you, if I move my mouse onto the Windows Explorer, it actually tells me that I have 2 windows open, right? So I can click here, and I can click on the desktop. If I open a new Firefox, notice how it actually groups them together. That actually saves space on your taskbar. And I really like that feature, especially if you use Outlook a lot. Because if you open a lot of emails, it actually groups them together, right? So that it doesn't fill up your taskbar, which is a great feature. I love it. Richard.
I came in late, so you probably covered it.
No problem. Go ahead.
I have difficulty getting back to what happens, like, I've got a file, right, and I'm gonna save it to my water department folder that's buried deep into utilities, down in another folder down there. I got it on my desktop, or I got it open. And I go, okay, save as, and when I go there to save as, I get documents, I get this, and I can't find the desktop. What am I doing wrong?
Gotcha. So let's say if you're trying to save a file, let me see if I can open Word. Okay.
Because in the other, the old Windows, if you go up there, click down, and I can get this, my desktop will be on the list, but it doesn't seem to be there.
Gotcha. So let's say if I want to save this onto my desktop, right? If you do a file, save as, on the left of the screen, you'll see desktop. If you click on that, it actually shows you your desktop, right?
Right, but I can't get, do I need to make another shortcut to get over to the utilities, to the water folder? It says network folder.
So it's under, yeah, so you'll have to create a shortcut.
How do I get that to show up?
Gotcha. So I don't have the S drive connected here. Actually, I do.
We do, yeah.
So let's say I'm in S drive right now.
Right.
If I go into I'm going to go into my users folder to give you an example of that. I'm going to find my user folder. To bookmark this onto my desktop, all I have to do is simply right click on my folder, and I can do send to desktop. Right?
Right.
Now let me go ahead and minimize all the windows. Notice here I have my shortcut right on my desktop.
I guess where I'm not saying this right. When I get to the point where I'm gonna save as,
Right.
I see desktop, when I click on it, all I get is this thing that says documents and this and that. I don't see my shortcuts. What am I? Go back to save as.
Gotcha. So let's say here, if we do file, save as, if you go to desktop,
You should see.
I see my shortcut there.
I should see it, okay, all right, I've just got something up.
We can combine, take a look at it.
Right.
Yeah,
'Cause I have the shortcuts on my
Yeah.
desktop. I don't know why
Okay.
they don't show up.
Gotcha.
in there.
that is strange.
That is strange.
Yeah,
We can combine, take a look at it and help you out there.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions? Great. Well, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.